Welcome everyone to the complete course of Python programming language. This course consists of two different modules. In the first module, we are going to discuss about the concepts of complete Python introduction, and also we are going to discuss about the concepts like variables, data types, loops, conditional statements, and functions. In the second module, we are going to discuss about object-oriented programming in Python. So we are going to discuss about how to create class and object in Python, and also we are going to discuss about the concepts like inheritance, polymorphisms, abstraction, and encapsulation. So this course is very useful for the students who are trying to learn Python programming language for the first time. So let's get started. Welcome everyone to the first class. In today's class, we are going to discuss about complete introduction to Python. So Python is an high-level programming language, and also Python is an object-oriented programming language. So we can use Python for variety of applications like machine learning applications, web development applications. So Python was created by Guido van Rossum, a Dutch programmer. So he named Python after the BBC comedy TV series Monty Python Flying Circus. So Python was developed in the year 1980s, and we are using the Python 3 version from the 2008. So that's the main history of Python. After that, we are going to discuss about the differences between the compiler and interpreter, because Python is an interpreter language. For that only we need to know the differences between compiler and interpreter. For the first, the compiler read whole program at a time. Interpreter read program line by line. So that's the main difference between compiler and interpreter. Compiler read whole program at a time. Interpreter read line by line. And the second difference is the compiler translates the whole program into the machine code, but in interpreter it translates one by one line of program into machine code. So after that, the compiler produces the machine code which directly understood by the computer. But in the case of interpreter, it produces only the intermediate code. It does not produce any machine code for the computer to be understood. After that, the compiler takes more amount of time to analyze the source code, because compiler translates the whole program into the machine code. But in the interpreter, it takes less amount of time, because the interpreter reads the line one by one. So after that, the compiler is faster and the interpreter is slower, because it translates whole program, it translates one by one. And also the compiler requires more amount of memory space, but interpreter requires less amount of space. Also, the programming languages like C and C++ uses compiler, and the programming languages like Python and Ruby uses the interpreter. So that's the main difference between compiler and interpreter. So after that, we are going to need the diagrammatic representation of compiler and interpreter. First, we are going to talk about compiler, how the compiler works for the languages like C and C++. So first, the source code of the programming languages like C and C++ will be compiled by the compiler and translates into the machine code directly. And then we produce the output for our programming language. So that's the working of the compiler. It translates the source code directly into the machine code. So after that, we are going to talk about the interpreter. First, interpreter source code will be translated into byte codes. So that's the intermediate instruction of the interpreter. So after the byte codes is translated to Python virtual machine. So after that only we get output for our project. So that's the working of the interpreter. So interpreter translates the source code into the intermediate code only, not directly into the machine code. So that's the main difference. The compiler directly converts the source code into the machine code. So after that, we are going to discuss about the applications of Python. The first one is the web development. So you know the frameworks like Django and Flask. We can use that frameworks for our project. And the second one is the data analysis and visualization. For visualization, the Python libraries like NumPy, Pandas and Matplotlib. And the third application is machine learning and artificial intelligence. For the machine learning libraries like TensorFlow and scikit-learn, so we are going to need these libraries for our machine learning projects. And the fourth application is scientific computing. For the scientific computing like physics and astronomy, biology or numerical mathematical functions, we are going to need the Python libraries for executing that scientific computing. So these are all the applications we can use Python language. After that, we are going to discuss about what are all the IDEs available for Python for executing the code of the Python. For that, first one will be the PyCharm. So very useful for Python programming, machine learning projects and also deep learning projects. And the second one is the Visual Studio Code. Most of the developers using the Visual Studio Code. You can also use VS Code for Python language. And the third one is the Jupyter Notebook. We are going to need the Jupyter Notebook for our upcoming classes. So these are all the IDEs available for Python environment. You can also search for other softwares which are execute the Python programming language. So at last, we are going to discuss about the advantages of the Python. So the first one is the readability. So human can understand and also machine can understand the programming language of Python. So that's the main advantage of readability, because the Python language is very easy and easy to understand. So syntax is very easy. Even the beginners can understand Python language. So that's the use of Python. And the second one is the versatility. Versatility is nothing but the Python can be run in all platforms like Windows, Mac or Linux. So that's the versatility. And the third one is the large standard libraries, because in machine learning most of the libraries are present in Python language. So for that only we are using Python for machine learning applications. And the last advantage is cross-platform compatibility. So it also same as the versatility, because it can run in all platforms like Windows, Mac OS and Linux. So these are all the advantages of Python. So in the upcoming class, we are going to discuss about how to install the Python and how to install the IDEs for Python language. So let's see you in the next class. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about how to install Python. For that, you have to open the Google Chrome and then you have to type the Python 3.11 download. You can also download any other version. I'm going to download Python 3.11.8. So you have to scroll down. So you have to check whether your PC is 64-bit or 32-bit. So my PC is 64-bit. You have to select that option. So after that, you can see your Python file is downloading. So you have to wait for that. So after that, you have to open that. So you have to select the two options. So you have to check the path of the file. My path of the file is C and users. And then you have to select install now. So you have to wait for the setup progress to be completed. After the completion of installation, you have to select close. And then you have to open the path of the file. So you have to open the program. Inside the users, you have to select your folder. And then you have to select app data. Inside the local, you have to select. And then you have to search for programs. In that, you can see the Python. So you can see all the versions of Python previously installed. So you have to copy the path of this Python file. So you have to copy that. So and then you have to select your PC and properties. So after that, you have to search for advanced settings. So advanced PC settings or system settings. So you have to select that. And then you have to select environment variables. So in the user variables path, already your Python 3.11 version is already added in that environment variable. So you don't have to add again. So you have to add in the system variables. So you have to search for the path of the system variables and then you have to select new. After that, you have to copy and paste the path of the file. And then you have to select OK, OK, and then OK. So after that, you have to open the command prompt. So you have to open that, and then you have to type the command for Python version. So you have to select enter. So you can see the default Python version for your computer. So my default Python version is 3.7. So after that, we are going to discuss about how to download and install the Python IDEs. For the first, we are going to install the PyCharm IDE for Python. For that, you have to type PyCharm Community Edition. So you have to download the Community Edition because it is free for all developers of Python. So that's why we are using the PyCharm Community Download. So you have to open the website. So you don't have to download the PyCharm professional version. So it is not free. So it is only free for 30 days. For that, you have to scroll down and then you have to download the PyCharm Community Edition. And then you have to select download. So you have to wait for the download process. After the download is completed, you have to install the PyCharm for your Python. So the process of installation of PyCharm is very easy. You have to select next, at last install. So after the installation is completed, you have to open the PyCharm in your desktop. So we have completed the process of how to download and install PyCharm for our Python. So after that, we are going to discuss about how to create a new project in the PyCharm. For that, you have to select the file. So in that, you can see new project option. You have to select that. And then you have to type the project name. And then you have to select the location of the project. After that, you have to select the version of the Python. So you can also select any one of them. So I'm going to choose Python 3.9. So that's it. So that's the process of creating a new project in the PyCharm. So after that, we are going to discuss about how to create a Python file in the PyCharm. So you have to right click the Python folder and then you have to select new Python file. In that, you have to type the Python file name. You can type your own words and then you have to select the Python file. So that's it. We have created the Python file in the PyCharm. So you have to type the code for the Python to execute in the PyCharm. So I am going to type the first program in PyCharm. So I am going to print hello world. So you have to type print hello world. And then you have to select the run option. So you can see your Python output is executed successfully. So you can see hello world is executed successfully. So that's the step for executing the Python in the PyCharm. So after that, we are going to discuss about the second IDE for executing the Python. So the second IDE will be Visual Studio Code. So you have to download and install Visual Studio Code. And then you have to open the Visual Studio Code from your desktop. So the process of download and installation is very simple. So after that, you have to create a new file. In that, you have to type Python. So you have to type Python. You have to select that. So you can see a new Python file is created in the Visual Studio Code. So after that, you have to save your Python file. So you have to save as. So you have to type the Python file name, program, and then you have to select save. So you can also install Python from the Visual Studio Code. For that, you have to open the extension. So in the extension, you have to type Python. So you can see the first option. So you have to download that and then you have to install the option. So you can also install Python from the Visual Studio Code. So that's it. We have created the new Python file in the Visual Studio Code. we are going to type our first program in the Visual Studio Code. So I am going to print again the hello world. And then you have to save your program, Ctrl S. And then you have to right click and run code. So in the right hand side, you can see the hello world is executed successfully in the terminal of the VS Code. So that's it. We have completed the second IDE for executing the Python. So that's the Visual Studio Code. So after that, we are going to discuss about the last IDE for running the Python. For that, I am going to use this IDE for my course. For that, you have to open the Google and then you have to type Google Colab. So we are going to use Google Colab for running our Python. So you have to select the Google Colab. So Google Colab is an hosted Jupyter notebook. So it is one of the type of the Jupyter notebook. Also, Google Colab provides free access to GPU and CPU. So that's the most important feature of Google Colab. If your computer does not have any GPU or CPU, most of the computer have CPU, but most of the computer don't have GPU. For that, you have to open the Google Colab for executing the machine learning projects, which requires GPU. So after opening the new notebook in the Google Colab, you have to type your project file name. So in that, you have to type your project file name. After that, you have to change the runtime. So you have to select Python 3 and then you have to select any one of the option, whether it is GPU or CPU. If your project is machine learning model required GPU, you have to select T4 GPU. If your project is normal one, you have to select CPU. So for my project, it is a very simple one. For that only, I am going to select CPU. So in the Google Colab, you can see there are two options. The first one is the code for writing the code for your Python language, and the second one is the text. So if you want to type any text, you can also use the text option. You have to select the title and then you have to select bold and then you have to select text. So if you want to delete any cell, you have to select delete option in the Google Colab. So we are going to type our first program in Google Colab. For that, we are going to type print hello world. So you have to run that. So you can see our output is executed successfully in the Google Colab. So the main important feature of Google Colab is it consists of free GPU and TPU for our project. So in the upcoming class, we are going to discuss about variables, keywords, data types and other functions in the Python. So let's see you in the next class. Welcome everyone to the third class. In today's class, we are going to discuss about variables in Python. So variable is nothing but a container that stores the values of the data. So it's like a memory that stores the data values. So that's the meaning of variable. It is a container that stores the data values. And also we are going to use the equal sign for assigning the variables. So that's the second line. And the third line, the syntax for variable is you have to type variable name equal to and then variable value. And then you can see the two examples for variables. The first one is the a equal to 10. A is a variable that stores the value 10. And the second one, name equal to Arun. Name is a variable that stores the value Arun. In Python, the most important feature is you don't have to specify the data type for the variables. The Python automatically assigns data type for the variable. So that's the most important feature of Python. So variable is nothing but is in a container that stores the values of the data. After that, we are going to discuss about the rules for creating variables. So the first rule for creating the variable is variable name must contain letters, numbers and underscores only. It does not start with number. And the second rule for creating the variable is the variable must be meaningful one. Also, the variable must not be keywords. So the keywords like if, else, then or for, while. So these are all the keywords. So keywords cannot be used as variable name. And the most important rule for creating the Python variable is Python is very case sensitive. So you have to remember the uppercase and lowercase variable because both are different variables. So there are some examples for valid variables. The first one is the name equal to ram. And the second one is the user underscore name equal to ram. And the third one is the name2 equal to ram. You have to remember that variable cannot start with the number. So you have to open the Google Colab. We are going to discuss about how to create variables in Python. For that I am going to type a equal to 10. So a will be the variable which stores the value 10. After that we are going to create the second variable student underscore name. So we can use underscore for creating the variable. So you can type your name. We are going to create a third variable student2 equal to, you have to type other name. So these three are valid examples for creating the variables in Python. So you have to print the values. For that you have to type print of a and then print of student name. So you have to type student underscore name. Also you have to type print of student2. So you have to remember that variable cannot start with number. So you have to run the code for printing the output. So in today's class we are discuss about how to create variables in Python. In the upcoming class we are going to discuss about keywords in Python. So let's see you in the next class. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about keywords in Python. So Python has some reserved keywords, that is already defined keywords in Python libraries. We cannot use keywords as variable names. So the keywords like if, else, for, while, def, return, import, class, true, false, none. These are the examples for keywords. We cannot use keywords as variable name. So that's the most important rule. We cannot use keywords for variable name. So keywords is an already defined words in Python. Also keywords are case sensitive. So you have to remember the uppercase and lowercase for the creating keywords in Python. So after that we are going to discuss about how to find what are all the keywords in Python. For that we are going to discuss an example. Again you have to open the Google Colab. We are going to discuss about how to find what are all the keywords present in Python. For that you have to type this code, import, and then you have to type keyword. After that you have to type print for displaying what are all the keywords present in the Python. You have to type keyword dot kw list. Kw is nothing but keyword. You have to run. So these are all the keywords present in Python, like if, import, is, lambda, not, or, rise, finally, except, elif, break, await, async, as, true, false, none, and, or, not, def. So these are all the keywords present in Python. So keywords are nothing but reserved words in Python. We cannot use keyword for variable names. Right? So if you try to run this, so you can see the error for creating the keyword as variable name. For that only you have to remember that we cannot use keyword as variable name. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about ID function in Python. So ID function is very useful for if you want to find the address of a value, you have to use ID function. For that, we are going to see an example. We are going to create a variable a equal to 10. So we are going to find the address of the value 10, that is a equal to 10. For that, you have to print ID of a. So if you print the value, we can see the memory location of the value, that is a equal to 10. So in that position, our value a equal to 10 is stored. So if you want to find the address of the value, you have to use ID function. Also, we are going to create an other variable. We are going to find whether the same value have the same address location. So you have to type a equal to 10 and then we are going to print the address of the value. You have to print ID of capital A. So you can see the two values have the same memory location. So the value 10 have the same memory location. Whether the variable can be uppercase or lowercase, the value 10 has the same address location. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about data types and typecasting in Python. First, we are going to discuss about what are all the data types available in Python. So you have to type a equal to 10. So a equal to 10 is nothing but integer data type. So after that, we are going to discuss about the second data type. You have to type b equal to 20.7. So 20.7 is nothing but float data type. Point values are nothing but float data type. So after that, we are going to discuss about third data type, that is string data type. So c equal to hello. Hello is a string data type. So you can also type sentence or paragraph. It will be considered as string. And then we are going to discuss about fourth data type, d equal to true. So whether the true or false are the same data type of Boolean data type. So true and false is one of the type of Boolean data type. After that, we are going to discuss about fifth data type, e equal to, we are going to discuss about list data type. So you have to type square bracket, inside that you have to type the values. So we are going to discuss the list in the upcoming classes. After that, we are going to discuss about tuple data type. For that, you have to type f equal to open bracket. For list, it is square bracket. For tuple, it is open bracket. Inside that, you have to type your own values. So this is the syntax for creating the tuple data type. And then we are going to discuss about other data type, that is dictionary data type. For dictionary data type, we are going to type g equal to, you have to type curly brackets. For string, you have to type quotation. For integer data type, you don't have to type quotation. So a equal to 10. For dictionary data type, it is one of the key and value pairs. So we are going to discuss about what is key and value pair in the upcoming class. So these are all the data types available in Python. So other data types also available in Python like set or other. So if you want to find the data type of a variable, you have to use the type function. You have to type type of a. If I run this, so output shows integer data type. So if you don't know how to find the data type of the variable, you have to use type function. So if I type C, it will be shown as string data type. If I type D, it will be shown as Boolean data type. A, list data type. F tuple data type, and G, last one, G dictionary data type. So if you want to find the data type, you have to use type function. So after that, we are going to discuss about typecasting in Python. So typecasting is nothing but we are going to convert one data type to another data type. For example, we are going to convert integer data type to float data type. So we have to type the code for converting the data type. So you have to type A equal to float of B. So you have to type the data type, whatever you want to convert. We are going to convert integer to float. For that you have to type float. Inside that you have to type the variable, that is A. So A contains integer data type. We are going to convert the A into float data type. So I am going to print A, and also I am going to find the type of A. So I am going to find the data type of A. So if I run this, code, so you can see the integer data type is converted to float data type by adding 0.0. So the point values are shown as float data type. For that only it adds 0.0 for converting the integer to float. Also you can see the data type as float data type. So that's the way to convert the one data type to another data type. So if I want to convert the float data type again into integer data type, you have to type int, and then you have to print. So you can see the float data type is converted to integer data type. So after that we are going to discuss about the second example. We are going to convert the list data type to tuple data type. For that you have to type the data type. So you have to type tuple. We are going to convert list to tuple. So the list data type is E variable. For that only we are going to convert the E variable to tuple. So you can see the square bracket is converted to open bracket. So square bracket is for the list, open bracket is for the tuple. So you can also convert each data type to another data type in your free time. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about arithmetic operators in Python. So arithmetic operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division and modulus. So these are all the types of arithmetic operators. We are going to discuss one by one. For the first we are going to create a variable for our example A equal to 10 and B equal to 20. First we are going to perform addition. For that we are going to print the value directly. For that you have to type A plus B. So that's the addition operator. And then we are going to create subtraction A minus B. Subtraction. And then we are going to print multiplication A into B. So you have to remember the uppercase and lowercase because Python is case sensitive. You have to type multiply. So after that we are going to print division. For that you have to type A divide B. And then we are going to discuss about floor division. For that you have to type A / B. So what's the difference between division and floor division? So in division, the output shows point value. In floor division, the output shows whole value. So that's the main difference between division and floor division. So for example, in division, the output shows 10.5. So in the floor division, the output shows 10. So in division, output shows the quotient value. In modulus, the output shows remainder value. So that's the difference between division and modulus. So we are going to run this code. So in the output you can see a plus b, a minus b, a multiply b, a divide b, a double divide b, and a modulo b. So you can also see the division 0.5. In the floor division it is 0. So that's the difference between floor division and division. Also in division 0.5. In modulus it is 10. Because division output shows the quotient value. In modulus the output shows remainder value. So that's it. In today's class we have discussed about arithmetic operators in Python. So in the upcoming class we are going to discuss about logical operators in Python. So let's see you in the next class. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about comparison operators in Python. So there are many comparison operators in Python. We are going to discuss one by one. For that we are going to discuss an example, a equal to 10 and b equal to 20. So after that we are going to first perform the equal to operator, a equal to b. So that's the first comparison operator, equal. And then we are going to print the second comparison operator, a not equal to b. So that's the second comparison operator, not equal. And then third operator, that is a greater than b. So that is the third operator, greater than. And then fourth, a less than b. Less than. And then fifth will be a greater than or equal to b. Greater than equal to b. Greater than equal. Last, a less than equal to b. So these are all the comparison operators in Python. So the first one is the equal, and the second one is the not equal, and the third one is the greater than, and the fourth one is the less than, fifth one is the greater than equal, and the last one is the less than equal. So you have to change the first option because I typed wrong. You have to type equal and equal. So after that you have to run the code. You can see the boolean values of output. So a equal to b. No, a is 10, b is 20. So these are not equal. And then a not equal to b, true, because they are not equal. A greater than b, false, because b is greater. A less than b, true, because a is lesser than b. And then a greater than or equal to, false, and then a less than or equal to b, true. So these are all the comparison operators in Python. So you have to remember equal and equal. So I typed wrong, so you have to change that. So that's it. In today's class we have discussed about comparison operators. In the upcoming class we are going to discuss about bitwise operator in Python. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about logical operators in Python. So there are three logical operators in Python, and or not. We are going to discuss one by one, and for that we are going to discuss an example, a equal to 10, and then we are going to print. First we are going to discuss the AND operation. For that you have to type a greater than 10 and a less than 20. So in AND logical operator, the two conditions must satisfy. If any one condition does not satisfy, the output shows the boolean value false. So if two conditions are satisfied, the output shows the boolean value true. So that's the meaning of AND logical operators. So the output shows boolean values like true or false. If I run this, the output shows false, because two conditions must be satisfied. So if I change that A equal to 10, so output shows true because the two conditions are satisfied. So that's the use of AND logical operator. So after that we are going to discuss about OR logical operator. So the meaning of OR condition is any one condition must be satisfied. If any one is satisfied, the output shows true. If both condition does not satisfy, output shows false. If I run this code, so can see true because one condition is satisfied. So A less than 20 is satisfied. If I change the code and run this, so A greater than 10 and A greater than 20, two condition does not satisfy. So output shows false. So in OR, any one condition must be satisfied. At last we are going to discuss about last logical operator, that is NOT. So if your value is true, output shows false. If your value is false, output shows true. So that's the use of NOT condition. So you have to type NOT. So in that output, A greater than 10. So satisfy A less than 20. But the output shows false because our value is true. But in the NOT condition, it changes the value from true to false. If your condition is false, the output shows true. So that's the difference between AND or NOT. So in today's class, we are discuss about logical operators in Python. In the upcoming class, we are going to discuss about comparison operator in Python. Hello everyone, in today's class, we are going to discuss about bitwise operator in Python. For that, we are going to discuss about what are all the bitwise operators in Python. So there are many bitwise operators in Python: AND, OR, NOT, XOR, left shift and right shift. So these are all the types of bitwise operators in Python. We are going to discuss only AND, OR, NOT, XOR. For finding the bitwise operator, you have to remember the LCM. So you have to remember the LCM for finding the bits of the Python. First, we are going to discuss an example: A equal to 2 and B equal to 3. We are going to find LCM for 2 and 3, and also we are going to find bit for 2 and bit for 3 using the LCM. For that, I am going to use the paint. So you have to remember the LCM for 2. 1, 2 is 2. So the remainder is 0. So the bit for 2 is 1, 0. You have to write from left to right. 1, 0 is the bit for 2. After that, we are going to find the LCM for 3. You have to type 3. We are going to use the 1, 2 is 2. So the remainder for 3 is 1. After that, we are finding the bit for 3 is 1 and 1. For 2, 1, 0 because the remainder is 0. For 3, the remainder is 1. So that's why the bit for 3 is 1, 1. And then 2 for 1 and 0. So we are finding the bit for 2 and 3 using the LCM. So I am going to show you another example for finding the bit. I am going to use 10. I am going to use 5 2s are 10. The remainder is 0. And then I am going to use 2 table again. I am going to use 2 2s are 4. The remainder will be 1. And then 1 2 is 2. So the remainder is 0. You have to type from left to right. You have to type. For 10, the bit value will be 1 0 and 1 0. You have to type. Remember the remainder must. So the bit for 10 is 1 0 1 0. So LCM can be used to find the bit for the value. So that's it. We are finding the bit for 2 and 3, and also we have discussed the third example 10. So the bit for 2 is 1 0 and the bit for 3 is 1 1. So after that we are going to create a bitwise operator one by one. First we are going to discuss about AND. For the AND you have to use the symbol AND B, A and B. So that's the symbol for bitwise operator AND. So AND concept is very same. The two values must be satisfied. So in the bitwise operator, the two values must be true. For that, 0 is considered as false. 1 is considered as true in bitwise operator. So you have to remember 0 is for false, 1 is for true. For AND, the both condition must be true. That is, the both value must be 1. So in the output you can see 2. I am going to show you how the 2 comes in the output. So for the bit of 2, 1, 0. For the 3, the bit will be 1, 1, 1 and 1. So we are going to find AND. So 0 is false. So 0 is false. And 1 is true. If any one is false, the output will be false for AND. If both conditions are true, the output will be true. So the output shows 1, 0. So the 1, 0 bit is nothing but 2. So that's why output shows 2. So you can remember that 0 is for false, 1 is for true. And then we are going to discuss about OR operator. So OR is the same concept. Any one is true, the output will be true. So you can see the output shows 3. We are going to discuss how the 3 comes in the output. So we have to erase all the values. So in OR condition, any one is true, output is true. So 1. Any one is true, output will be true. So 1, 1. So 1, 1 is nothing but 3. So that's why output shows 3. And then we are going to discuss about NOT condition. You have to type the symbol for NOT. So the symbol for NOT, you have to remember the symbol. So NOT condition shows the negative value. So you can see -3. Negative value -3. So after that we are going to discuss about XOR condition. For that you have to remember the symbol for XOR. You have to type cap function A cap B. For the condition or concept for XOR is nothing but same value comes, it is 0. Different value comes, it is 1. So example like 1 and 1 are same. The output shows 0. 0 and 1 are different. Output shows 1. So that's the concept for XOR. If I run this code, you can see 1. I'm going to discuss how the 1 comes in the output. So the bit for 2. So the bit for 2 and 3 using the LCM 1 0 and 1 1. For XOR, different values 1. Output will be 1. Same value 0. Different value 1. Same value 0. So 0 1, the bit will be 1. If you take LCM for 1, it becomes 0 and 1. Now to remember the concept, same value comes 0, different value comes 1. Also you have to remember the symbol for bitwise operators. So that's it. In today's class we have discussed about AND or NOT XOR conditions in bitwise operator. For the finding the bits, you have to remember the LCM. Hello everyone, in today's class we are going to discuss about identity operators in Python. So there are two identity operators in Python, is and not is. We are going to discuss an example for identity operators. You have to type A equal to 10 and B equal to, you have to type any other value 30 and then C equal to A. So identity operator concept is the value have the same address or not. So for that, in the previous class we have discussed about how to find the address of the value by using the ID operator. So if the address are same, the values will present in the output source true. So if the address are not same, the values in the output source false. A equal to 10 have different memory location and B equal to 30 have different memory location, but A equal to C have same memory location, both having same memory location. Only B have different memory location. So after that we are going to discuss about is identity operator. A is B. A and B memory location are same. We are going to find whether two memories are same. False, because two memory locations are different. So that's why output source false. After that, A is C. We are going to find whether the A memory location, C memory location are same. So output source true because they are same location. They are having same location. So that's why it shows true. And then we are going to discuss about is not identity operator. Is not B. We are showing that A memory location is different from B memory location. Also we are showing that A memory location is different from C memory location. So which output source true and which output source false. So can see A is not B source true because both having different location, and A is not C having false because they have both memory same location. So that's the use of identity operators, whether the value is same or not same. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about membership operators in Python. So there are two membership operator, int and not int. So we are going to discuss an example for membership operator. You have to type and list. So you have to remember the syntax for creating the list. So the syntax will be square bracket. And then we are going to discuss about the first membership operator in. We are going to find whether the 10 value is present in the list or not. For that only in operator is used. And also we are going to discuss about not in condition. So the first condition shows that whether 10 value is present in the list or not. And in the second condition we are showing that 10 is not present in the list. So the output shows boolean values. Whether the value present in the list, it shows true. If the value is not present in the list, it shows false. So you have to run that. The first value true because 10 is present in the list. So that's why it shows true. For false because the 10 value is present in the list. We are showing that 10 is not present in the list. So that's why it shows false. So that's the use of membership operators, whether the value is present in the list or not. If I type any other variable or any other value and run this code, you can see true because that value is not present in the list. So that's it. In today's class we have discussed about membership operators in Python. So in the upcoming class, we are going to discuss about identity operators in Python. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about conditional statements in Python. So there are three conditional statements in Python. The first one is the if condition, and the second one is the ELIF condition, and the third one is the else condition. We are going to discuss an example for these conditional statements. For that, we are going to discuss an example. Mark equal to 50. First, we are using the if condition. So that's the starting point of the conditional statement. You have to use if for the first. And then we are creating the condition, that is mark greater than 90. So that's the first condition. If the condition is satisfied, we are going to print A grade. If the mark greater than 90, it will be considered as A grade. If the if condition is not satisfied, we are going to create another conditional statement, that is ELIF. So ELIF condition will be mark less than 50. If that condition is satisfied, we are going to print B grade. If the grade is less than 50, it will be considered as B grade. If two conditions are not satisfied, we are going to print the last conditional statement, that is else. So in the else, you can type your own words. We are going to print fail. If two conditions are not satisfied, the student mark will be considered as fail. So the mark will be 50. The first if condition is mark greater than 90, it will be generated as A grade. If that condition is not satisfied, we are going to create an ELIF condition. ELIF condition will be mark less than 50. If the mark is less than 50, it will be considered as B grade. So these two conditions are not satisfied, the mark will be considered as fail. So you have to run the code. So it shows fail because the above two conditions are not satisfied, because the mark is not greater than 90 and also the mark is not less than 50. The mark is equal to 50. So that's why the two conditions are not satisfied. So the else condition shows fail. So that's the use of conditional statements in Python. If you have any conditions, we are going to check one by one. For the one by one, there are three conditions: if, ELIF and else. So in the next class, we are going to discuss about for loop and while loop in Python. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about for loop and range function in Python. We have to type for and then I will be the iterating variable. It will print one by one. In will be the syntax, and then you have to type range function. Inside the range, you have to type the range. We are going to print first 10 values using the for loop. So that's the meaning of range function. We are going to print first 10 values using the for loop. And then we are going to print I. So you have to remember the index concept, because in the index concept, 0 comes first. 1 does not comes first. You have to remember 0 comes first. Up to 0 to 9, the value will be printed. So 0 to 9 will be considered as 10 values. If I run this code, you can see 0 to 9. You cannot see 10. Because if the 10 comes, it will be considered as in the range of 11 values. So that's the use of range function. Also, you have to remember the index concept. So index starts from 0. If you want to print 10 also, you have to type 11. So you can say 0 to 10. So the last value will be considered as n minus 1. So 11 minus 1, 10. So 10 values will be printed. But 0 will be considered as first index. So after that, we are going to discuss about other properties of for loop. So if you want to print the starting value 1, you have to type 1 comma and then ending value. So ending value will be 11. So in the output you can see starting from 1 to 10. So if you don't want to print 0 in the output, you have to type 1 comma 11. So 1 is the starting point, 11 is the ending point. So also you can type the iterating value, that is 2. So two values will be iterated in the output. So you can see 1 and then 2 values iterated 3 and then 2 values iterated 5 and then 2 values iterated 7 and then 2 values iterated 9. So 1 is the starting point, 11 is the ending point, 2 is the iterating value or step value. So 2 steps are removed from the output. So that's the simple for loop in Python. Hello everyone, in today's class we are going to discuss about while loop in Python. In the previous class we have discussed about for loop and range function. In today's class we are going to discuss about while loop with an example. First you have to type the variable that is I, that is the starting point, I equal to 1. So you have to type the starting point, that is 1. And then you have to type the while loop, while, and then you have to type the condition I less than 10, that is 1 less than 10. If the condition is satisfied, then only inside the block of while it's executed. So you have to type your own print function. So inside that you can type hello world or anything. I'm going to type even, and then you have to type the iterating, that is step value I plus 2. Two values will be printed. Even. If I type 1, step will be printed. 1 even. In the while loop, I equal to 1 is the starting point. And then while you have to check the condition. The condition is I less than 10. The value of I is 1. 1 less than 10. The condition is satisfied. And then we are going to print the value, that is hello world. We are going to print the value and then we are going to iterate the value 1 by 1. So that's the I plus equal to 1. Whenever the condition is satisfied, we are going to print hello world 1 by 1 until the condition is not satisfied. First 1 less than 10, the condition is satisfied, it print hello, and then I will be incremented. I equal to 2, I becomes 2, and then the condition 2 less than 10, the condition is satisfied, print hello world, and then I becomes 3, 3 less than 10, condition is satisfied, print hello world, up to 10, 10 less than 10, the condition is not satisfied, then the output will be breaked. Then the output will exit from the loop. So that's the use of while loop. First the starting point, then the condition, then you have to type your own print, and then you have to type the iteration, that is increment value. In upcoming class we are going to discuss about break and continue statement in Python. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about break and continue statements in Python. For the first we are going to discuss about break condition. For that we are going to use while loop. So you have to type the starting value I equal to 1. And then you have to type the while condition. And then you have to type the condition I less than or equal to 10. And then you have to type print. We are going to print the values of I. Whenever the condition is satisfied, we are going to print the value of I. And then we are going to increment the I value 1 by 1. So the starting point I will be 1, and then condition I 1 less than or equal to 10. The condition is satisfied, and then we are going to print the value of I, and then we are going to increment the value of I whenever the condition is satisfied. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 10 because our condition is 10 less than or equal to 10. So the condition is satisfied. That's why output shows 10 values. So I'm going to discuss about break statement. If I don't want to print 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I'm going to use the break statement. It only print 1, 2, 3 and 4. It does not print 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For the break statement, we are going to use the if condition. So you have to type if the value of I equal to 5, then our condition will be breaked. So if the value of I becomes 5, then up to 5 we are not going to print our statement. So that's the use of break. It only prints 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to exit the loop. For break statement, you have to use the if condition. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 are printed using the if condition. Whenever the I comes 5 equal to 5, so the condition is satisfied, we are not going to print the loop. So that's the use of break statement. It will exit from the loop. And then we are going to discuss about the second statement, that is continue. So continue is different from break. So break does not print 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But continue does not print only the number 5. It will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only 5 is not printed in the output. So that's the use of continue. Continue, skip the element. Only skip 5. Other values are printed. Our while loop will be skip the value 5. So if I run this code, you can see only 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 will be skipped. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 will be printed. So that's the difference between break and continue statement. So break, exit the loop whenever the condition is satisfied. Continue, only skip the value when the condition is satisfied. So that's it. In today's class, we are discuss about continue and break statement. Hello everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about string functions in Python. We are going to discuss about the data type string in Python. For that, we are going to create a string in the variable name equal to Arun. And then we are going to print the name. Also, we are going to print the data type of the name. So, for finding the data type, you have to use the type function. And also, we are going to find the memory location of the string. So, if I run this code, so you can see Arun, and then class will be string, that is the data type, and then memory location of the name Arun. Also, we are going to discuss about how to get user defined input. For that, you have to type the variable gender. You can type your own variable gender equal to input of. Inside that, you have to type the syntax, or inside that you have to type the statement, enter your gender. So that's the syntax for getting the user defined input. So if I run this code, you can see enter the gender and then you have to type the gender male. So that's the syntax for creating the user defined input. So after that, we are going to discuss about what are all the functions available in string. So we are going to discuss the functions one by one. First, we are going to discuss about the function, how to convert the lowercase variable into uppercase. For that, we are going to print. Inside that, you have to type the variable name dot, and then you have to type the function uppercase or upper of. So in the output, you can see the lower case is changed to uppercase. So that's the first function in string for changing the lower case to uppercase. So after that we are going to discuss about how to capitalize the first word of the sentence or string. For that you have to use the capitalize function. It will capitalize the first word in the sentence. So you have to run the code. So you can see in the output only the first letter of the sentence or string is uppercase, that is capitalize. So that's the use of capitalize function. So after that we are going to discuss about the third function, count. So count is very useful for if you want to count a letter or word in the sentence, how many times it is repeated in the string or sentence. For that we are going to check count of Arun. So the count of Arun will be 1. If I type N, how many times the N letter is repeated? So you can see 2 times. 2 times the N character is repeated in the string. We are going to replace the character or word or sentence using the replace function. So inside that you have to type the value and then you have to type the replace value. We are going to replace the letter A to another letter. You can type your own letter W. We are going to change A to W. So that's the use of replace. So I have to run the code. So you can see A is changed to W. So after that we are going to discuss about slice function in string. So slice function is nothing but we are going to print the value from the one index position to another index position. For the slice you have to remember the index concept. So in the string the first letter will be 0th index. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the A is the 0th index, R is the 1, U is the second, N is the third and N is the fourth. We are going to print first index to the last index. For that you have to type 1, 2, 4. So you have to check A is the 0, R is the 1, U is the 2, N 3, 4. So you can see in the output RUN. So you have to remember that. So the last value will be considered as N minus 1, 4 minus 1. So 3 value will be printed in the output. A is the 0th index. If I want to print A also, you have to type 0. For slicing function, you have to remember the index position. So we are going to discuss about in the slicing function how to reverse the string. For that you have to type the code like in the square bracket you have to type colon and then -1. So it will reverse the string from N to A. So that's the use of colon -1. If you want to reverse the string, you have to use that function. So in the output you can see NNURA. It will reverse the string. So after that we are going to find the last function in string, that is length. So if you want to find the length of the variable, you have to use length function. The length will be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 characters in the variable. So that's the function of length. So that's it. In today's class we have discussed about string and its functions. So in the upcoming class we are going to discuss about the list data type and also list functions. Hello everyone, in today's class we are going to discuss about how to create a function in Python. For that we are going to discuss an example how to create functions in Python. So you have to type the function keyword, that is def. So that's the keyword for creating the function. and then you have to type the function name. You can type your own function name. So I'm going to type addition of. So that's the syntax for creating the function. And then I'm going to create a variable a equal to 10 and b equal to 20 and c equal to a plus b. So I'm going to create a simple addition function in Python. So I'm going to print c. So you have to remember that whenever you create a function, you must call the function. So you have to call the function, then only the inside block of code will be executed. So def is the keyword and then addition is the function name, and then you have to type your own functions inside the block of codes, and then you have to call the function. So after that you have to run the code. So you can see in the output 30. So the addition of a equal to 10 and b equal to 20, the addition will be 30. So that's the simple function in Python. So there are a lot of functions and function types. So in the upcoming class, we are going to discuss about exceptions in Python. So let's see you in the next class. Hello everyone, in today's class, we are going to discuss about list data type in Python. So you have to remember that list is an immutable data type. That is, we can change or delete or add new value in the list. For that, we are going to see an example how to create a list. You have to type a equal to square bracket. Inside that, you have to type the values 10, 20, 30, 40. So these are all same data type. We can create same data type using the list. Also, we can use homogeneous and heterogeneous data type. Heterogeneous is nothing but different data type in same list. So we are going to see an example 10, 20.4. 10 will be the integer, 20.4 will be the float, and hello will be the string data type. So it will be the heterogeneous data type. First one is the homogeneous data type and the second one is the heterogeneous list data type. So we can create same data type, also different list data type. So that's the important feature of list. So I'm going to print the value of a and b. So you have to type print of a. Also you have to print of b. I'm going to find the type of a. Also I'm going to find the type of b. I'm going to print the ID of a, that is the memory location of a. Also I'm going to find the memory location of b. So if I run this code, so you can see a data type, that is list, and then b data type also list, and then type, and then memory location of a and b are different. So that's the way of creating list in Python. So after that, we are going to discuss about what are all the functions available in list. So the list is mutable data type, that is we can change the value. For that, first we are going to discuss about how to change the value in the list. We are going to change the value from the list. You have to remember the index concept also. So we are going to change the 10, that is the 0th index. So we are going to change the value a square bracket. Inside that you have to type the index. We are going to change the 20 equal to 30. So you have to remember the index. And then we are going to print the value of a. So if I run this code, you can see the value of index position 120 is changed to 30. So 10 will be the 0th index, 20 will be the first index. So it changes to 30. So after that we are going to discuss about the second function in list. So we are going to, if you don't know how to find the index position of a value, you have to use the index position function. So you have to type a dot index of, inside that you have to type the value. So if you want to find the index position of the value, you have to use the index function. So if I run this code, you can see 1. So 1 will be the index position of the 30 value. So after that we are going to discuss about the third function in list. We are going to remove the value from the list. For that you have to type a dot remove of 10. We are going to remove the 10 value from the list. So you can see 10 is removed from the list. So you have to remember that list is an mutable data type. We can change the value, remove the value, add new values also. After that we are going to discuss about how to add new value in the list. For that you have to use the function insert, and then you have to type the position, index position, comma value. So index position will be 0 and the value will be 10. You have to remember in the insert function you have to type index position, comma and then value. So you can see in the index position 0, the 10 will be added. First we are discuss about how to change the value, and then second we are discuss about how to remove the value, and then third we are discuss about how to insert the value. So after that we are going to discuss about how to combine two lists. For that we are going to create a function called extend. We have to type a dot extend of second list, that is B. We are going to combine A list by B list. So after that I am going to print A. So you can see two lists are combined. So 10, 20.5 and hello will be added to the list A. So this is the syntax for combining the two lists. After that we are going to discuss about the other function. We are going to sort the values, whether it is ascending order or descending order. For that you have to use the sorting function, and then you have to type reverse equal to true. If the reverse is true, it comes from last value to first value. So that's the reversing the list. First we are sorting the list and then we are reversing the list. So you can see in the output 40, 30, 30 and 10 are reversed. So if you want to reverse the list, you have to use the sorting function, and also you have to type reverse equal to true. So in today's class we are discuss about list and functions. In the upcoming class we are going to discuss about tuple and their functions. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about tuple in Python. So tuple is an immutable data type. That is, we cannot change the values in the tuple. But list is a mutable data type. We can change the value. So for that we are going to see an example for creating the tuple in Python. So you have to type a equal to open bracket. So that's the syntax for creating the tuple 20, 30, 40. So these are all the same data type tuple. Like list, we can also create same data type, that is homogeneous data type and also heterogeneous data type. So we can type integer, float and string also, hello world. So it is the different data type in tuple. So I am going to print the values of A and B. Print of A and then I am going to print B. Also I am going to find the type of A. So the type will be tuple. So after that we are going to discuss about what are all the functions available in tuple. So there are less amount of functions available in tuple because tuple is an immutable data type. We cannot change, remove, add a new values in tuple. So that's why the functions are less in tuple compared to list. We are going to see the first function, slicing function. So slicing function is nothing but starting index position to last index position. We are going to print the values using the index concept. You have to remember 0 to 2. You have to print 20 and 30 because 2 is n minus 1. 2 minus 1, 1. Then 0 the index value and 1 index value will be printed in the output. So if you want to print 2 index also, you have to type 3. 0 is to 3. So that's the use of slicing function. You have to print all the values, you have to type colon only. You don't have to type the index position, starting position and ending position if you want to print all the values. So that's the meaning of slicing function. So if you want to change the values of the tuple, you have to convert the data type from tuple to list. So in the previous class we have discussed about the typecasting functions in Python. So you have to convert the tuple to list. For that you have to type A equal to list of A and then we are going to print A. Also I am going to check the type of A. If I run this code, so you can see open bracket changed to square bracket. Also tuple data type changed to list data type. From that we can remove, add, change the values. Only way to change the values is typecasting of data type. So if I print A, so you can see value 20 is removed from the tuple or list. So that's it. In today's class we have discussed about how to create a tuple in Python and also we have discussed about what are all the functions available in tuple. In the upcoming class we are going to discuss about dictionary data type in Python. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about dictionary in Python. So dictionary is an key value pairs data type. So we are going to discuss what is the key, what is the value pair in dictionary. For that we are going to see an example. Also you have to remember dictionary is an mutable data type. We can change the values. So we have to type A equal to curly brackets. That's the syntax for creating the dictionary. For the string you have to type the quotation and then for the integer you don't have to type the quotation. So A will be the key, 10 will be the value. So that's the key and value pair. So B is the key, Arun is the value. So that's the key and value pair in dictionary. Before executing your command, you have to remember that you have to type comma to separate the key value pair. So that's the correct syntax for creating the dictionary. So you have to separate the key value pair by putting comma. So you can see dictionary, the type of dictionary and also the values, key value pair. After that, we are going to discuss about what are all the functions in dictionary. First, we are going to print the keys present in the dictionary. For that, you have to type a.keys of. If you type a.keys of, what are all the keys available in the dictionary will be present in the output. So the keys like A, B, C. So that's all the keys present in the dictionary. A, B and C are the keys. After that, I'm going to show you how to print values from the dictionary. In previous, we have discussed how to print keys. We are going to discuss how to print values. You have to type values of. If I run this code, you can see 10, Arun, 20.5. So these are all the values present in the output. If you want to print both values, that is key and value pair, for that you have to type the function items. For that you have to type a.items of. It will print both keys and value. So you can see the key A will be A, B, C and the value 10, Arun and 20.5. So these are all the three functions which to print keys, values and items. So you have to remember that dictionary is a mutable data type. For that we can change the values in the dictionary. For that I'm going to change the value of key 10 to another value. I'm going to change the value from 10 to 20. You have to type the key equal to value. So you can see the values are changed. You can see 20. Before that it is 10. After it is 20. So we can change the values in the dictionary. So after that I'm going to show you how to update the values. So after that I'm going to show you how to update the dictionary. That is, we are going to add new key value pair. For that you have to type a.update of. Inside that you have to type the curly brackets and then you have to type the key, that is E, and then you have to type the value, that is 30. So you have to print A. So in the output you can see that new key value pair is added. Before that there are 3 key value pair. After that we have created 4 key value pairs. So that's it. In today's class we have discussed about dictionary in Python and also we have discussed about the functions in Python. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about try except finally block in Python. So these blocks will be helpful for exceptions in Python. So there are a lot of exceptions in Python and other languages. So we are going to discuss one example for exception. So the example will be zero division exception. So for example, whenever the value divides by 0 and the output shows zero division error. For that we are going to discuss the example. For that I am going to create a equal to 10 and b equal to 0 and then I am going to divide a by b. So that is the value 10 divides by 0. So the output will show an exception error. So I am going to show the output. So you can see the zero division error occurs. That is division by 0. We cannot divide a value divides by 0. So that's the exception, one of the exception in Python. For solving the exception, we are going to need try except finally blocks. For that, first we are going to use the try block, which tries the code whenever the exception occurs. So we are going to use the try block for that zero division error. So inside the block of try, you have to type the a divide b. After that we are going to use except. So except is very useful for what exception does the output shows. For our example, the exception shows 0 division error. So we are going to use the exception as E, and then we are going to print the exception. So you can see division by 0. But you cannot see the error message shown in the output. For that only we are using the try block. It does not show the error. And then except block shows what type of exception will occur in the output. So that's the use of try and except. At last we are going to discuss about the finally block. So finally block, whenever the exception occurs, it does not care about the exception. It prints our other values. So we are going to print our own values, hello world. So it does not care about whether the exception occur or not. So you can see division by 0 and then hello. So these three blocks will be helpful for exceptions in Python. Hello everyone, in today's class we are going to discuss about the concept of object-oriented programming in Python. First class we are going to discuss about classes and object, how to create a class in Python and how to create object in Python. For that you have to type the class, that is the syntax or keyword, and then you have to type the class name. You can type your own class name, and then you have to put colon to end the statement. So inside the class you can type your own variable names or methods or any other, or you can also type the constructor. So I am going to type the variable. We are going to discuss about simple class, how to create a simple class in Python. I am going to type the variable name equal to Arun and age equal to 22. So after that I am going to print these two values. So for that you have to type print of name and then you have to print age. So you have to remember the uppercase and lowercase because Python is case sensitive. So after that, whenever you create a class, you have to create object. After that only your class will be executed in the output. So for that you have to create an object. So I am going to type object1 equal to, and then you have to type the class name. The class name will be student of. So that's the way of creating class and object. So also you can call the variable name using the object. So you can type the object name object1 dot name. You can call your variable name using the object because we have created object for the class. So in the output you can see the print of name and the print of age and the object name. So that's the Arun. So Arun will be the variable name in the class we are called using the object. So that's it. In today's class we are discuss about how to create a simple class and object in Python. So in the upcoming class we are going to discuss about how to create a simple method in class. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about how to create a method in class. For that we are going to discuss an example for creating a method in class. So you have to type the same keyword, that is class, and then you have to type the class name. You can type your own class name and then colon. So inside the class you have to type the class method. For creating the method you have to type the keyword def. And then you have to type your own method name. You can type your own method. For that I am going to create a method addition. So inside the block you have to type the variable for addition, a equal to 10, b equal to 20, and print of c or a equal to a plus b, and then you have to print the c value. So that's the simple way of creating method in class. and then we have to create object for the class. So we have to type the object name equal to, and then you have to type the class name. So class name will be mass of. So using the object, we can call the method in the class. For that, you have to type the object name dot and then method. So addition of. By using this, we can call the method and then we are going to print the values. Also, you have to remember that whenever you create a method in class in Python, you have to type self keyword. So you have to remember that whenever you create a method, you have to type self inside the method. After that, only your output will be executed. So if you don't type self, the output will generate an error. So in other programming languages, you don't have to type self. But in Python programming language, you have to type self. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about inheritance in Python. So inheritance is one of the type of object-oriented programming. The concept of inheritance is nothing but the child class will inherit the properties of the parent class. So that's the most important concept of inheritance. For that, we are going to discuss an example how to create a single inheritance in Python. For the single inheritance, you have to type the parent class name, that is class, and then you have to type the parent class name. For example, my parent class name will be father, so it will be very easy to teach. For that only, the class name will be father. So inside the parent class, you have to create a method. For creating the method, you have to type the def keyword. And then you have to type the method name. The method name will be property. So whenever you create a method, you have to remember that you have to type self. So inside the property method, you have to type the variables money equal to 10,000 and then land equal to 20. So the parent class father having the money 10,000 and land equal to 20. So these are all the properties of the parent class. So after that, we are going to create the child class. For that, I am going to type class son. So inside the son class, you have to type the parent class name. So the parent class name is nothing but father. So that's the way of creating single inheritance. So inside the class, you have to type the parent class name. So class father is the parent class. Class son is the child class. So again, you have to create a function inside the child class. We are going to create a function. You have to type def and then you have to type the function child. Whenever you create a function, you have to remember you have to type self. And then you have to type the variable name. You can type your own variable name equal to Arun and then age will be 22. So that's it. We have created the single inheritance in Python. So for that, you have to create an object for the child class. So you have to remember in single inheritance, you have to create an object for the child class. So the child class is son. Using the object of the child class, you can call both the child class method and also parent class method. So that's the most important feature of single inheritance. With the help of one object, you can call both parent class and child class. For that, you have to type the object name dot and then you have to type the parent class method name. So if you try to run this code, you can see both the output of the parent class and the child class. So in the Arun will be the child class method and then 10,000 will be the parent class method value. So the money is 10,000. It is from the property of the parent. So that's it. We have created the single inheritance. So after that we are going to discuss about multiple inheritance. For multiple inheritance you have to create two classes. First we are going to create the parent class, that is father, and then we are going to create the second parent class, that will be the mother. So you have to type class mother, and then you have to type the property of the mother class, that is the parent class. So mother having the savings, and then you have to type self. So inside the savings method you have to type the variables. So variable will be money will be 3000, 30,000, and then we are going to print the money. So we have created two parent class, and then you have to type inside the child class, you have to type both parent class name. So the first parent class will be father and the second parent class will be mother. So the son child class inherits both parent class, that is father and mother. So inside the bracket you have to type both parent class, father comma mother. So after that you have to call the method of the parent class, that is mother. The method will be savings. So using one object we can call both parent class and also child class. So I have to run the code. So can see the methods of child class Arun, and then 30,000 will be the method of mother class, and then 10,000 will be the method of father, that is the parent class. So that's it. In today's class we have discussed about how to create single inheritance and multiple inheritance in Python. So in the upcoming class we are going to discuss about polymorphism in Python. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about polymorphism in Python. For the polymorphism there are two types. The first one is the method overriding and the second one is the method overloading. We are going to discuss only the method overriding polymorphism. So method overriding is nothing but we can create child class and parent class with the same method, but creating object for the child class we can override the method of the parent class. So that's the concept of method overriding. For that we are going to see an example. You have to create a parent class. So you have to type the class name. So the class name of the parent. So the class name will be mass. So inside that you have to create a function or method def addition of. Whenever you create a function you have to type self, and then you have to type the variables. So you can type your own variables. A equal to 10, B equal to 20, and also we are going to print A plus B. So that's the parent class. After that we are going to create child class. So you can type your own child class, whether it is physics, chemistry or any other, and then you have to type the child class method. So the method name will be same. You have to type addition. So the parent class method is also addition, child class method is also addition. So that's the use of method overriding. And then you have to type the variables. So you can type other values, A equal to 10, B equal to 40, and then we are going to print A plus B. So we have created two class, parent class maths, child class physics, but two class having the same method name, that is addition. For the method overriding, first you have to create an object for the child class. So you have to type the child class object. For the method overriding also, you have to inherit the value of the parent. So in the previous class we have discussed about single inheritance. Same, you have to type inside the bracket, you have to type the parent class name. So the child class is physics and the parent class is maths. So after that, you have to create an object for the child class. So you have to type the object equal to physics. So that's the child class. Using the object of the child class, we can override the method of the parent class. So if I try to call addition, the child class addition method will be executed in the output. The parent class method will not execute in the output. So you can see 96. So in the child class method of addition, A equal to 50 and B equal to 46. When two variables are added, the value will be 96. So the child class method is shown in the output, not the value of parent class method. So value of the parent class will be 30. So that's the use of method overriding. So if you want to print the parent class method, you have to create a new object. For that you have to type the object ob1 equal to mass of, and then using that object you can call the method. So you can see the first one is the 30. So 30 will be the output of the parent class method and the 96 will be the output of the child class method. So that's it. In today's class we have discussed about polymorphism in object-oriented programming in Python. So in the upcoming class we are going to discuss about abstraction in Python. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about abstraction in Python. Abstraction is one of the type of object-oriented programming. So the concept of abstraction is nothing but the internal function of the method will be not visible to the users. Only the outer function will be visible to the users. So that's the most important concept of abstraction. For the abstraction, you have to import the packages. For that, we are going to import the package for abstraction in Python. So you have to type import ABC. ABC is nothing but abstraction. So in other languages, you don't have to import the packages for abstraction. In Python, you have to import the package for abstraction. And then from the main package of the abstraction, you have to import the sub package ABC, capital ABC, comma, and then you have to import the method of the abstraction, abstract method. So we are going to discuss an example for abstraction. You have to create an abstract class. So you have to type the class name. So class name can be your own choice, student. Inside that you have to create an abstract, that is ABC. By using the ABC, the class will be called as abstract class. After creating the abstract class, so you have to create a methods, and then you have to type the method name. Method name can be mark of. Whenever you create method, you have to type self, and then you have to type the variable names. So mark can be your own choice. So a equal to 100. So the a equal to 100 is considered as O grade. So we have created the abstract method and also abstract class. And then you have to create an object for running the method. You have to type OB. OB will be the object, and then you have to type student. So that's the abstract class. And then you have to type OB dot mark. Mark will be the. So if you run this code, you can see 0 grade. So you can see the method value 0 grade. So that's it. We have created abstraction in object-oriented programming Python. So in the upcoming class, we are going to discuss about encapsulation in Python. Welcome everyone. We are going to discuss about encapsulation in object-oriented Python language. So encapsulation is nothing but wrapping all the units into single unit. So that's the concept of encapsulation. For example, if you see a tablet or medicine, all the chemicals are stored in one cell. So that's the meaning of encapsulation. So there are three types of access modifiers in encapsulation. So the first one is the public, and the second one is the private, and the third one is the protected. We are going to discuss one by one. For the first, we are going to discuss about how to create public access modifier in encapsulation. For that, you have to create a class. So class can be your own choice, college. So method can be your own choice, mark. So whenever you create method, you have to type self. Inside that, you have to type the variables mark equal to 100. And then we are going to print the value of mark. So after that, you have to create object for the class. So you have to type object equal to college of. And then you have to call the method of the class using the object. So you have to type oj.marksof. So in the output you can see 100. So this is the example for public access modifier. In public access modifier, everyone can change the value of the mark variable. So that's the disadvantage of the public access modifier. For that only we are going to use the private access modifier. For that we are going to see an example how to create private access modifier. So and then you have to type the method. So method will be init of self, and then you have to type self.college name equal to, you have to type the college name. So that's the variable college name. And then we are going to create an object college of, and then we are going to print the value of the college name. For that you have to type object.college name. So this is the example for public access modifier. So the college name can be changed by other users. We are going to convert the college name public access modifier to private access modifier. By doing that, no users can change the value of college name. So the syntax for private access modifier is double underscore. So if you type double underscore before the variable name, it will be converted to public access modifier to private access modifier. So if I run this code, you can see the error message is shown because it belongs to only the class. No other classes are outside the class. We cannot access the variable. So that's the use of private access modifier. No one can change the value of the variable outside the class. Even if you create an object or any other, the outside will not execute. So after that we are going to discuss about last access modifier in encapsulation, that is protected access modifier. So the syntax for protected access modifier is single underscore, for private double underscore, for protected single underscore, for public no underscore. So if I remove one underscore and try to run the code, you can see output will be generated. So the protected variable can be accessed using the object, but private cannot be accessed. So that's it, we are created. So that's it, we are discussed about encapsulation in Python, and also we are discussed about 3 types of access modifiers in encapsulation. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to create a mini project using the Python language. So our mini project will be BMI calculation. So that is body mass index calculation. So we are going to create the mini project using the Python language. For the BMI calculation, we are going to need the two variables. So that is weight and height. So we are going to discuss how to calculate BMI. For the first, we are going to need the height variable. So the height of the person can be float data type. So inside that you can type enter your height. And then we are going to need weight. So weight also float data type. So you have to type float of input of, and then you have to type enter your weight. So that's the use of user defined input. So after that we are going to calculate height equal to height by 100. And then we are going to calculate the BMI using the formula. So the formula for BMI is nothing but weight divided by height into, so multiplication of height into height. So that's the formula for BMI. So you have to remember the formula for BMI calculation. So after that we are going to print the value of BMI. So you have to type print of BMI. So the BMI for the person using the formula weight divided by height into height. And then we are going to use the conditional statements based on the value of BMI. For that we are going to need if condition BMI greater than 0. And also inside that we are going to create another if. So that will be considered as nested if. And then you have to type if BMI less than or equal to 16. So the person will be not healthy or underweight. So they need to care for their health. Also they need to increase their weight. So if the value of BMI index not satisfy the if, we are going to need ELIF. So inside the ELIF you have to type the condition BMI less than or equal to 25. If the person equal to 25, they will be considered as healthy person. So you can type your own words, you are healthy or you are good or you are better, or you can type healthy. So after that, if two conditions are not satisfied, so the person will be fat or overweight. They need to decrease their weight. So you can type overweight. So that's it. We have created our mini project using the Python language. So the mini project is nothing but BMI calculation. The BMI calculation you need height and weight of the person. And also you have to remember the BMI formula. So the formula will be weight divided by height into height. And then we are going to need the conditional statement for printing the conditions like underweight, healthy and overweight based on the value of BMI. So you have to run the code, you have to type the weight and height. So you can type your height and weight. So after that you can see the BMI calculation 16.32. So you can see the printed value will be healthy. So that's the BMI calculation of the person. Also we are going to create another person BMI. You have to type the height and weight. After that, you can see the BMI calculation 16.54. Also, they will be considered as healthy person. So that's it. We have created the mini project for our Python language.